JeffreyDSachs, Commonwealth, Economics for a Crowded Planet. Welcome to a glimpse of Commonwealth, Economics for a Crowded Planet, by JeffreyDSachs, which delves into the urgent challenges faced by humanity in the 21st century. Sachs presents the growing global population, ecological collapse, and shifting power dynamics as key concerns that need to be addressed collectively by world leaders. In this summary, learn about 6 earth-changing trends, the urgency to conserve and ration natural resources, the factors that can slow down population growth, and the cost of implementing these solutions. Join us on this enlightening journey to discover insightful perspectives on how to tackle the most pressing issues of our time.
A common fate. Humanity is facing serious threats in the 21st century, including overpopulation, ecological imbalance, poverty, and shifting power dynamics. To address these challenges, world leaders must acknowledge that everyone shares a common fate on a crowded planet. The income gap between developed and developing nations is narrowing, and the global population is continuing to grow. Most people now live in cities, and Asia is expected to see the fastest growth. Human activity is altering the world's ecology, and the gap between the rich and poor is widening. While the risks are grave, sustainable solutions for energy and development are available, and simple investments by rich countries could end the poverty trap. The defining challenge of the century is to confront the reality of our shared fate and work towards creating a more equitable and sustainable future. The future of Earth's resources. Humanity is facing a severe depletion of Earth's resources, from water to land and fossil fuels. However, there's a silver lining. By adjusting the use of natural resources, we can ration the Earth's scarce resources for centuries. The depletion of natural resources isn't new in human history. With technology, we can use tar sands and oil shale to replace traditional fossil fuel sources. Though, we need to learn from our ancestors to avoid repeating their mistakes. We must protect habitats, avoid deforestation, and improve farming and fertilization. Additionally, reducing meat consumption and embracing fish farming can help preserve Earth's resources. While we face an interconnected society of global trade, migration, ideas, pandemic diseases, terror, refugee movements, and conflicts, 6 steps to preserve Earth's biodiversity provide hope for a sustainable future. Slowing down resource depletion. The book discusses how the world's population is depleting natural resources at an unprecedented rate and how world leaders must slow population growth to combat this problem. There are 3 schools of thought. Population optimists believe human ingenuity and technology will always adapt to an endless number of people. Population pessimists believe humans must continue to plunder the planet to survive, and those in between believe humans can manipulate and ration natural resources and survive only by slowing down its depletion and population growth. Although developed countries aren't rapidly adding population, the same can't be said about poor nations. 9 factors can slow down population growth, such as low infant mortality rates, schooling for girls, legal protection for women, reproductive health services, more productive farms, moving to cities, legal abortion, pension plans, and changing social mores. When babies have fewer chances of dying, parents have fewer children. Girls tend to have fewer kids when they attend school and learn about family planning. Legal protection for women allows them to gain access to education and job opportunities, and reproductive health services can reduce fertility rates in poor countries. When farms yield more, farmers are more motivated to invest in their children and have fewer children overall. After moving to cities, children become liabilities instead of assets, thus reducing their parents' desire to have large families. Countries with legalized abortion and pension plans also show lower fertility rates. Finally, leaders can help reduce fertility rates by shifting cultural norms away from having large families, especially at a young age. Overall, the book posits that slowing down population growth is possible with the right measures and policies. Solutions to global problems. This book's summary presents the solutions to the world's problems of climate change, environmental degradation, and extreme poverty. It argues that these solutions are within humankind's reach. The wealthy nations, which generate a gross national product of $35 trillion, can essentially fix the globe's problems by using only a tiny percentage of those riches. The book identifies specific actions to solve these issues. Slowing climate change can be achieved by adopting sustainable energy, which would require 1% of the rich world's GNP, equivalent to $350 billion, and 0.5% of poor countries' GNP. The rich nations can also help poor countries with climate change by allocating 0.2% of their GNP, which translates to $70 billion. Protecting biodiversity would require 0.1% of rich countries' GNP, $35 billion. Conversely, fighting desertification through water management and slowing population growth would each require 0.1% of rich countries' GNP, equivalent to $35 billion. Science for sustainable development would require 0.2% of rich countries' GNP, $70 billion. Providing aid to help the poorest countries out of the poverty trap would entail allocating 0.7% of rich countries' GNP, $245 billion, to this cause. The book argues that solving these problems is affordable, given society's cost-benefit analysis. The opponents of solutions to climate change, environmental degradation, and runaway population growth tend to make arguments against addressing these issues. These arguments sound around three themes: futility, perversity, and jeopardy. The author urges readers not to be swayed by these pessimistic mindsets, arguing that these issues can and must be addressed, for the sake of humanity. The book also provides 8 ways in which individuals can play a role in addressing these global problems. The first is to read journals such as Nature, Science, and New Scientist, and to take courses to educate yourself more about climate change, population growth, and politics. The second is to expose yourself to other people and the problems they face by traveling. The third is to start or join an organization with like-minded individuals. Fourth, inspire others by spreading the word about your cause. Fifth, use social networking sites to bring people together. Sixth, hold politicians accountable and ensure that they fulfill their responsibilities to address these issues. Seventh, take the message to work by becoming a voice for responsible business practices at your place of employment. Finally, the book encourages readers to live the values they espouse by making decisions in their personal lives that reflect their commitment to sustainability. In summary, this book proposes solutions to global problems and provides specific actions that individuals and societies can take to address them. The author urges readers not to be swayed by negative attitudes towards attempts to address these issues. The price tag of implementing these solutions is affordable and worth the cost, given the survival of humanity is at stake.
In conclusion, JeffreyDSachs' book Commonwealth, Economics for a Crowded Planet, stresses the crucial importance of facing our most pressing global challenges together. The summary highlights 6 major trends, such as countries getting richer, continued population growth, urbanization, Asia's increasing dominance, human impact on the environment, and the widening income gap. These trends demand action, including conserving natural resources, controlling population growth, and investing appropriately to ensure a sustainable future for everyone. While addressing these challenges may seem overwhelming, the solutions are within reach, and it is the collective responsibility of both individuals and governments to take action and secure a better future for our crowded planet.